Girlies, how y'all doing?
Excited to see.
Hi.
So, welcome to our channel.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of We Be Talking. I'm your girl Tamara. That's my girl Sheikah. And that's my girl Kim. Listen, y'all, we have a really exciting show for y'all today. This is going to be the first time in We Be Talking history that we're going to have our very first guest. And I am excited to introduce to you Sheikah's husband.
Come on.
Daniel.
Yes.
Come on, Daniel. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Hey, Daniel. Welcome. Yes, we're excited to have you. And our next guest is going to be Kim's husband, Vernon. Welcome to the show, Vernon. Hey, Vernon. Welcome. How you doing?
Good. How y'all doing?
Good. We are so happy to have y'all on the show today. So the topic today, y'all, is going to be so good. I hope y'all are ready to join the discussion. And before I even tell y'all what the topic is, I want y'all to like, to comment, subscribe, comment down below. Tell us how you feel. Join the conversation so we can just have a really good time. And the topic is going to be, why do women, no, not women. The topic is going to be, why do men cheat? This question has been asked forever. I don't know if we have an answer, but we're going to try to dive into it and see if we can get an answer tonight. Okay. Right. And we're going to have the male's perspective and the women's perspective. So this is going to be a good conversation. Okay. So Daniel and Sheikah, what y'all think about this topic?
I just think men crazy, period. That's why they cheat. Not joking. Honestly, I'm going to let my husband go first, like give us the male perspective, but I think they selfish. Like, you cheat because you're selfish, period. That's okay. The end of it. Oh, wow. No other reason. No, but then you're going to give his perspective, and then I'm going to really dig into, let's see what he got to say. I mean.
Oh, wait a minute now. Okay.
My husband with his little chocolate, so, okay.
Okay.
And look, he got the hair, he not really attached to a boat right now, so we growing our hair out. I love, okay, I'm not gonna do it, but I love the hair. So Lord. I do. Oh my God. But go ahead, babe, and tell them your perspective of why men cheat.
So okay. So hey everybody, I'm Daniel McFadden.
Hey, Daniel,
why do men cheat? It's a number. It's a number of angles. There's not a definitive answer that you could just give, like, this is what happened to each person. To each person in each relationship has its own course of how that relationship goes. By no way, in form or fashion, am I going to sit here and condone cheating. I would give reasons of why it happens.
Okay. I'm really glad you said that. Thanks for saying that.
Yeah. Yeah. So of course you got your obvious reasons. If the guy has been cheated on before, that might be a reason that would make him want to go and be unfaithful and find something else. Guys, and we can't. Women in that area, I think, can take that a lot more than guys can. But the minute that we feel like that our woman has drifted off and laid with another man, it's simple fact. It's just heartbreaking to us.
But why though?
It's an ego buster, because men have big egos, and if our egos, and if we stroking our own ego, if the one person who's stroking our ego drifts off into another man's bed, and the thought of that is just like for most men, is no coming back from that. So either one.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So either one, we got to get even,
Okay, Bernie.
and then two is like we're probably not gonna be.
And let me just butt in right here. You know, it's a double standard because men will cheat all day, every day, all day, every day. And the women, I mean, you see it all the time. It's like it's acceptable for a woman to take a man back after he's cheated. It's very rare, not to say it won't happen because it has happened, but it's rare to see a man get over a woman cheating when he probably was the cause of her cheating, but they won't take the woman back. Y'all understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
very
I
rare to
surely
see
do.
women. It's very rare to see men come back to a woman that's cheated on him. Like he just said, if a woman was to step out or I step out, anyway, if I was to step out, it'll be over. I don't believe that, no, but honestly,
So you believe he'll take you back.
they love me so much.
That's what I'm saying.
Now, wait, but this is what I will say. There's no reason for me to step out and cheat on my husband. Like that, let's not even play with that narrative. Like I'm not ever. That's not a thing. That's not how my life is set up. But I just think is a double standard in that society. Men can cheat. And people say it all the time, all men cheat. Like it's unheard of to get a man that don't cheat. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think it's so wrong for that to be, and not to say that it's okay because nobody should be cheating, but like if somebody just so happened to mess up or they have some inward stuff that I'm gonna get into later on, that may cause them to, do things that they may not even really want to do. Let's have some grace for these women.
Right.
You can go first. Your opinion on why men cheat.
Okay. Well, I'm Vernon. Pleasure to be on this forum with you guys today. Thank you for
Pleasure to
having
have
me.
you.
Yeah, thank you for having me. So from a man's point of view, when it comes to why men cheat, I feel like Daniel was saying, there's a number of reasons. Like you really can't pinpoint one thing that you can put your hand on because it's anything could be going on that man's life. He could be stressing over something and he don't know how to express it, or he's being greedy at one point in time. So he wants more than what he has already.
Come on, Bernie, let's be real.
He's probably doing more. He's probably wanting more because he feels like he's not being fulfilled at home. So he thinks he needs to go out somewhere else and get it. And truth be told, like even if he was to go out there and get something else somewhere else, is it really satisfying him? Like, what are you really missing? Like,
that's a good point.
I feel like that it's definitely a communication thing where like the couples need to be able to talk to each other freely and say, hey, this is what I like, this is how I like it, and I need you to meet my standards, and vice versa. Like these are the things that I like. These are the things that I want to have happen in my relationship to keep me sane, to keep me from looking, to keep me from straying away, type of stuff. So it's
I got a question.
It's a lot that goes into it, though.
I got a question, though. You said that and in my opinion, I feel like you can't put that pressure on somebody to keep you happy or to keep you sane. I feel like that's too much of a responsibility on one person. You know what I'm saying? Like it's my job to keep you sane. It's my job to keep you from looking. Like it's your job to not look. Or look, but don't touch.
This is where Sheikah was saying it's like a double standard type of stuff. Like it goes the same way for women too. Like, okay, so if a woman wants to be satisfied and she's not getting it at home, a lot of times they'll say, if I'm not getting it at home, I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that a man would say. If I'm not getting what I need at home, I'm gonna go find it somewhere else. But the thing is why go find somewhere else when you can talk to the person? It's not gonna be an overnight thing where he's like, hey, I want you to do this to me and you gotta make it happen right now. It's gonna be a work in progress. That's how I feel.
Well,
Now,
go ahead.
now from that perspective, Vernon, I understand what you're saying. As far as if there are some basic things before we enter this relationship that that we know each other may need, because you got to learn each other, right?
Mhm.
You got to
Exactly.
learn your partner. And I
Exactly.
can't just be neglecting my husband when I know
Right.
quality time is a big deal for him. I know my husband like to hang out, so I'll be a fool to neglect him. Or if I know that you know, sex is a big deal and I never want to do it. I never, as a married, like those are some things. Or if I'm always tired and my priorities aren't in place when it comes to my family and what's important and all of that good stuff, then yeah, I understand that. But at the same time, that's why when we were talking about married people here, that's why a relationship of any sort, even if you're going to enter a marriage, you got to first recognize and understand that it is a ministry. I'm serving him, he's serving me. And when we're both seeking to serve and please each other, then we'll end up in a good place.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I can't put my happiness or my fulfillment in him
Onto somebody,
because
right?
he don't have the capability to completely make me happy. And I think that's mainly a big problem in a lot of relationships.
Mhm.
I
Well,
can't put that.
from a different perspective of what you're saying, I feel like a lot of men grow up from young boys not seeing faithful men, in their
Yeah,
lives. They
that's
see
true.
a lot of their uncles and daddies and all this stuff stepping out and doing whatever, and it becomes acceptable at a young age. And then when you get older, they try to tell you that you don't want to be tied down, to one person. You missing out if you get married too young, or you settle too long, or somebody got your nose wide open. They say you don't want to get tied down too young because there's so many other women out there that you can explore. So I think a
That's
lot
true.
of times men have issues with committing to one person because of fear of what they're missing out on, or who they could be with, or everything looked good on the outside over there on that house, but then when they get to the house, it ain't nothing going on. Ain't no substance behind it. So I think a lot of men got pride, don't want to go back and say, oh, I messed up. I really shouldn't have did that. So they continue to, hey, well, I'll move on to the next. I'll go on to the next. So I think greediness has a lot to do with it when they're young. Trying to
Yeah.
find themselves. Yeah.
But
I think that could go for women too, because it depends on the example. Like you said, the example that they see growing up. Like if as a woman, you're growing up and you see your mom, your aunt, your grandma, or whatever in a relationship where their spouse is doing all types of stuff and all they doing is crying and taking him back and crying and taking him back. And Daniel said something in the beginning that women, could take more. But the moment that the guy gets cheated on, it's over and done with. I feel like because we're emotional creatures, we're nurturers or whatever, and we have a longing to be loved and cared for and stuff like that. And sometimes because of what'd you say?
Would y'all say we're easier to forgive as women, or does
absolutely
it play a part?
Oh yes,
men have so much their ego and their pride. Like no, they're not going to do that. And look, check this out. Society, it makes them look weak.
Yes.
There's a word they're using right now for men that they call looking weak. I can't think of the name of it, but it makes them who?
A simp.
That's it. It makes them look right now a simp. Like But Daniel said something on one time when we were talking about this. He said, a lot of times, not all, a lot of times men cheat just because of the dog in them. Like just because they want more.
Yes. So let me and I was gonna go down
Tamara, you had anything else to say?
sorry about that.
Oh no, go ahead. I want to hear about the dog and men.
Come on.
So so like I said in the beginning, there's a lot of numerous reasons. I gave you the obvious reasons, that why a man would cheat why anybody would cheat for that matter if they've been cheated on. So you have the obvious reasons. We're gonna start talking about natural feelings, what's inside of man.
Every man, I want to know what's inside a man, honey.
Yeah, so every man, and this is just, this is my
what's inside?
This is my philosophy. I did it's not scientifically proven or nothing. So I think, every man that I ran into, every man is born with a natural dog inside of him, right?
Dog.
I agree.
Natural dog.
We give a definition
of a dog.
So the natural dog. So dogish behavior. When dogs meet each other, if you've ever seen a dog meet another dog, they sniff each other. They sniff each other in their private areas. Because they want to get to know that other dog. Like, so, and like, they don't really care what dog it is. It is a dog, and it's like another, and especially if it's another female. Like, I got a dog, and I can take my dog named Kobe, and I can take Kobe on a walk, and if Kobe sniffs, like, okay, so he'll stop and try to mark his territory. I can give him a little yank, right, and he'll come on. But if he stops and he's sniffing real hard, and he's licking the ground, that means a female that has been in that very spot. So that's what I mean when I say the dog in us. It's just the behaviors of the actual dog. So every man, I believe that every man has a dog in him. It's the maturity of that man when he can gain control of his dog. If he never, you can't.
Yeah, we can.
You can't.
I can.
Oh.
So if you never gain any control of his dog, if the dog inside of him, that's why you have 30 plus, 40 plus, 50 plus men still out here venturing off, and they married, or they might be in a committed relationship, and they marry, and they still stepping out of the committed relationship that they're in, because they don't have total control of their inside of their dog, and it's like, and that's just me talking about the dog. I can come from a different angle, because a lot of times, and on the subject of why men cheat, listen, a lot of times men cheat, and it has absolutely nothing. And this is not every relationship.
Every relationship.
This is not every relationship. This is some relationships. It'll have absolutely nothing to do with the other person.
Mm-hmm.
That's important that you say that, because women think that most women that get cheated on in the beginning stages of being cheated on, the first thing we want to do is to examine ourselves. What is it about me that made him go out? Am I not pretty enough? Am I not sexy enough? Was I not doing what he want? You know what I'm saying? So the first thing that I know, for speaking of like from personal experience, first thing I did was look in the mirror, like, yo, what was it about me?
Yeah.
Funny thing about it had absolutely nothing to do with you.
It probably had nothing to do with you whatsoever.
It had everything.
Now I know that now. It had nothing to do with me.
It had everything to do with the individual.
Him not being able to control himself.
Yeah, him not being able to control himself. Ain't had nothing to do with you. You could have been doing everything. I don't know how this TV show is rated and what I can talk about, what I can say.
Listen, we be talking.
Okay, all right, talking. You could have been sucking him off. You know what I mean? And every day after work, you could have been massaging his feet. You could have been freaking running his bath water, cooking, cleaning. Everything that he might have possibly could have imagined in his mind. You know what I mean? And men and he still wouldn't have been satisfied because he's not satisfied with himself.
That's the key.
That's so good.
So you're
Bernie,
not satisfied with yourself. If you don't really love yourself or be satisfied with yourself, how do you expect to be with somebody who? How you expect to satisfy somebody else, or you know, or things of that nature? I'm just, it's impossible. Like, to me, and like I say, I don't know who's gonna watch this show and who's gonna hear what I say. This is my opinion.
Yeah.
This is not proven scientifically. I'm gonna keep saying that, but there's no way that somebody who's not satisfied can satisfy someone else. That makes absolutely no sense.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
So if I can elaborate a little bit on that, right? When Daniel said that you not satisfied with yourself, that means, like we said, men have egos. We have things in our lives that we want to accomplish. Like, I want to be successful in anything that I put my hands to. But when I fall short of that, and my significant other possibly doesn't see that, I can't control my urges to go find somebody else that is going to praise me where I am, and cause me to want to, okay, I'm not getting it here, but I'm gonna get it somewhere else, type of stuff.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And that's part of that control portion of it is, if I got somebody in my corner that's been with me through thick and thin, ups and downs, that's seen me in my worst, seen me at my best, and I can't get over the fact in my own mind that this woman is in my corner, regardless of what happens between us, because we understand together, and I decide to not have control of my emotions, not have control of my feelings, my inner being. I'm not satisfied with myself. I'm going to go and seek and find something or somebody that's going to satisfy that for me, because the things that I've learned over the years is that women like men who have ambition, have goals, they have a dream about themselves.
Yes.
They want to see that. If you have a drive about yourself, women, that's like one of the most attractive things to women outside of the physical that you see, and if you can make them smile or something like that. But if you're talking to them about what you want to do in your life first, that's going to intrigue them to want to be a part of that. But as soon as you don't accomplish something in your life, and you already got that woman with you, now you have to be strong enough to say, I'm not going to go try and find somebody else that could potentially fulfill what I'm not getting home. Because
can I
go ahead,
chime in with you? So when he said that, it made me think of women that like to be men in the relationship, if that makes sense. Like, I don't need a man. Like, I don't need you to do this for me. I could do this on my own. I could do that. That will make a man feel unwanted.
Yep.
You know, it makes them feel like, what I'm here for. Like, I'm gonna go somewhere where somebody needs me.
Where somebody
you
can appreciate what I do, what I bring to the table. If you bring
is that an independent woman?
You talking
about an independent woman?
the one that's too independent, the CEO of their own company, the one that like has it all together. So they say, you got it all together. You don't need a man to do anything for you. I feel like in any relationship, like it shouldn't be a give or take type of thing. You know, if I can provide for myself, I can provide for myself. Every one of us in this forum right now can pretty much do good by ourselves. We don't really need a person, but the thing that we have to get to, and this is for married and unmarried people, is just because I don't need you doesn't mean that I don't want you to be here with me. I want you here. I don't need you doing anything for me. I just need your presence.
And when you got, and with that being said,
that's true. What I was getting at was, if you're in a relationship and you got a man that loves you, want to be there, want to, do all these things for you, and like you said, may fall short sometime, may mess up, or may not. I'm talking about financial or whatever the case may be. If a woman always saying, I got it, I don't need you to do it, or take over the role of the man and never allows him to be the man, then that's a door open for him to go and find someone who needs him. Men like to be praised, they like to be needed, So,
and they don't want to be emasculated. I feel like sometimes we do emasculate them. Yeah.
I want y'all to do me a favor. We're gonna have a part 2. It's gonna be juicy because I got some really good stuff to say. And subscribe, comment, hit that bell because you're gonna want to know when we on, okay? You want to be a part of this. So go ahead and leave us some juicy comments. Listen, don't be coming on Facebook trying to fuss with us. You know who you are. But leave us some juicy comments and we'll get back to you. We are enjoying you guys, and we'll see you guys on our next show. See you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.